Look at this window. Do you think it's possible to make it with a wood frame? No, I don't think so. But don't fret. A metal frame allows us to make some real structural marvels. If you would like to have the same window, use the contact for me in the description line. I will schedule a meeting with you on location so you can see it for yourself. We're keeping our series on metal construction. And today, we're going to talk about the challenges we have faced. The first challenge we faced was in finding an expert team who was experienced in metal assembly. Unfortunately, there are almost zero such experts, because American construction mainly deals with wood frames. A wood framer would not take on a metal frame assembly. So, we have teamed up with each expert through every step and learned all about this work in the process. The next challenge we faced is in project design. If you want to design a home without props for big windows and a complete view, you'll find it challenging to get a designer with the proper experience. This expert needs to be able to calculate the loading with no props and columns or flutes that will support a terrace. We found one such expert and he made good drawings for us. It was challenging to adapt the drawings of the local engineer to the metal we ordered though. We ordered it from abroad, one from Ukraine and another from the United Emirates. I will show you the difference between them. First of all, their profiles are different. The Ukrainian profile is thicker and stronger, so we used it to support ledges such as flutes, because there are many of them. They're almost hanging in the air without any support, so it's critical that you use a thick metal. The United Emirates profile is thinner and narrower, like a 2x4. It will fit well in lighter and simpler homes, with a maximum of 2-3 floors and simple frames. The next challenge we had was in transporting metal from its discharging site. Because it's so heavy, we needed to engage a lot of human resources to get it to the construction site. Here, we have such a big slope that we couldn't rely on vehicles for help. We had to engage in a lot of manual labor, and as you can guess, it took a lot of energy, so be ready for that, because wood frames are much lighter and do not take those additional efforts. If you use metal frames, you will need a strong team to transport them. This is not a metal dump. It is a collection of spare parts from the house we are constructing now. Here we face the challenge of marking and packaging the frame's parts. As you can see, they're lying in bulk. When they arrived, the vehicle carrying them did not have pallets, so we had to unload it in bulk. If the supplier loads all elements on pallets as offered, we do not have to discharge them in bulk like this. The second challenge we had here was in each element's marking. This is very important. You can see the details number was written with a marker. It was erased on some pieces with time. So we have to measure all these elements with tape, and that takes up valuable time. Now we ask our supplier to mark each detail with a laminated sticker, because this will last for a longer period of time. The next challenge we faced was reading the drawings. Unfortunately, the experts who can read them are hard to come across, but we were lucky enough to find one of them. His name is Nariman. We will talk to him about the challenge of adapting the drawings to a real-life construction project. Here's our hero. Hi, Nariman. Hello. I know you faced a lot of challenges when assembling this frame. What was the most challenging for you when you first got the drawings? Well, at first, it was hard to understand how to assemble it. I had to study how to assemble all of it, then lift the metal up and fix it on a slope where I knew we couldn't use vehicles. I know you have experience with crane work. Why didn't this help you? Crane workers could not reach the construction site because of the slope. So when they saw the site, they said it would be impossible to get at it with a crane. Yeah, they came and went away. I know they estimated a fantastic $15,000 or $20,000 cost for loading the metal construction materials up to the site. Yeah, and even then, they could not guarantee that they could do it. Yeah, there was absolutely not a 100% guarantee that the loading could be done. Okay, now that you've assembled this one, would you recommend your clients construct their homes with a metal frame? Well, it depends. If the house is like this one with large windows, I would recommend metal frames because they are so much stronger than wood frames. Have you ever worked with wood frames? Yes, I have. But I don't believe you can really have such big windows in a wood house. So we can say that a metal frame is advantageous for more complex forms and structures. On the other hand, wood frames are better for houses with simpler shapes. Yeah, absolutely true. Thank you for your work and for the challenge you took on here. Let's go. Another big challenge for us was metal placement. When you have to take on 26 tons of metal, you face the problem of finding the space for it. We do not have warehouses at our sites, so we have to locate them right on the construction site. We need to relocate 26 tons of metal each time we need the space to assemble a frame. These relocations take a lot of time and effort. You can assemble frames with two types of joints. The first one is a rivet, and it has to be metallic. The second type is a self-tapping screw. This screw also has two types. The first one is a six-sided hat, and the second one is a flat cap. Why do we use the screws with a flat hat inside metallic frames? We will fix the drywall on the frame later. The screws with a six-sided cap will keep the drywall from sticking to the frame. This way they can be used for the frames with no drywall on them. For example, we used six-sided hat screws to join all beams. These types of screws are strong. They will fix well for you and won't creak. The rivet used could be the cause of the problem. If you join a metallic frame with a rivet, the joints are shaky, so you have to fix an additional screw there to make it stronger. Without a screw, the frame can move and creak. If you do use a screw, it won't creak. We hadn't known about this problem before. Another point we've talked about before is that you will need to use a roofing material plate between a slab and a metallic frame. This will secure waterproofing for it, and it's covered with a galvanized material to prevent rust. Another point to talk about with your supplier is the holes. As you can see here, they can be longitudinal or round, like those we had on another one of our construction sites. These holes are made to set up the joining elements like couplers, or for pipes and wires to be fixed by a plumber or electrician. An electrician will need a plastic rubber insert to add to the wire while fixing it through the hole. In this case, no drilling is necessary. A producer makes these holes easier for a plumber's and electrician's job. Fixing air conditioning ventilation pipes was another challenge for us. As you can see, we use diagonal braces more often in the metallic frame to support the beam's length. Consequently, we have a smaller space for pipes compared to a wood frame. However, the air conditioner technician said it is still possible to fix the air pipes, but we would end up facing additional expenses and effort. When we're thinking about tools, you should use either an electric drill or a screwdriver for a metallic frame. You can also use a special staple for nails and metal. The nails for metalworks have special hatching which lets them function as a screwdriver, so you can speed up the process of situating your sheeting by simply stapling the sheeting to the metal. Still, you need to use a drill or a staple designed for rivets. A pneumatic staple to insert a rivet to join one layer to another, in most cases. Of course, all these processes can be finished much faster when working with a wood frame. You can fix everything with nails quickly. The metallic frameworks make them more complex because you need to use a drill. Additionally, the devices can't carry the load. We've changed several screwdrivers because they could not handle so much drilling. The process of understanding drawings, sorting through metalworks options, carrying metal, and assembling everything are the moments that have made us want to give up on the idea of a metal frame. But if you want to construct a unique house with big consoles, a flat ceiling, and huge windows, a metal frame is the best option, as you can see. So I would recommend using it. Contact my team and me if you are planning to build your dream home. You can find my contacts in the description line below.